What is statelessness in RESTful web services? Statelessness is a fundamental principle in RESTful web services which dictates that each HTTP request from a client to server must contain all the information needed to understand and complete the request independently of any provision requests. This means that the server does not store any state about the client session on its side. Each request is treated as new, and any state that is necessary to handle the request must be included in the request itself. Let's talk about key aspect of statelessness in web service. Let's delete everything here. The first thing that we will talk about, which will be no client context on the server. The server does not retain any information or status about the client between requests. Any session state needed to handle the request is either stored on the client or sent with the request. Number two, self contained requests. Each request from the client to the server must include all necessary information for the server to fulfill that request. This could include authentication information, user state, or any data needed to perform requests. Let's talk about the benefits of statelessness. We will have three things we will talk about. The first one will be the simplicity and scalability. The server does not need to manage or synchronize session state, which simplifies server design and enhances scalability. Their servers can more easily scale to accommodate large numbers of requests because they do not have to maintain state between requests. Number two, reliability reduces the server's complexity and potential points of failure, as the lack of reliance on the state makes the server's behavior more predictable and easier to manage. Number three, visibility. HTTP intermediaries like proxies or gateways can manage or inspect requests without needing access to prior context, making the system more transparent and easier to reason about. Let's talk about the drawbacks. No. The drawbacks of statelessness. Also, we will talk about three main things. The first thing will be the increased redundancy. All necessary data must be sent with each request, potentially leading to larger request size. Number two, the client burden. The responsibility of maintaining a state is shifted to the client, which can complicate client side application logic. Number three, performance impact. Sending complete context with each request might result in increased bandwidth usage and slower performance, particularly if the state data is large. Lastly, let's talk about the implementation. For web services, the require maintaining user session statelessness often implies using tokens or cookies that store state information on the client side or data sent with each HTTP request. For example, authentication tokens like JSON Web Tokens are commonly used to manage session data in a statelessness matter. So in your interview, you will not have to talk about all of that, but your interviewer might ask you about the first section, the second section, the third section, or might talk about the implementation. So this you can think about this video is four questions in one video. So statelessness is a core characteristic that supports the REST architectural style, focus on scalability and independence between client and server, By enforcing that each request stands alone, RESTful services can operate more reliably and efficiently at the scale of the modern web. So that's it for this video, and see you in the future.